Scientists give chilling update on mysterious interstellar object racing through our solar system as they warn it's even bigger than we thought. Provide a chilling update on a mysterious interstellar object that's racing through our solar system using data from the Vera C. Rubin Observatory. Experts have revealed just how big the object dubbed 31 Atlas really is. According to their analysis, the object measures roughly 7 miles in diameter.
Because it has anomalies. It moves on a trajectory that is very unusual, is aligned with the orbit of the Earth around the Sun, and it will get extremely close to the inner planets like, for example, Jupiter, Mars, or Venus. It will arrive closest to the Sun when the Earth is on the opposite side, so we won't be able to look at it. You know, the chance of this trajectory is less than 0.2% to be aligned with the orbit of the Earth around the Sun, less than 1 part in 20,000 to arrive so close to the other planets. And one wonders, could it be a design trajectory?
As it gets closer.
There's something about it, about the way it's traveling, that it's bizarre. But it doesn't have a trail like a comet does.
Right.
We can scroll up a little so I can see that. The images of the comet were actually snapped by the Vera C. Rubin before it was officially discovered. However, since it was identified on July 1st, scientists, just July 1st, just a little bit ago, well, that might be the end of the Earth. Maybe that's like, they realize like that's when AI starts to take over and they think it's chaos. So like, it's just, that's when it's going to happen. So let's just like launch a 7-mile wide thing into the Earth and just start all over again like the dinosaurs. Do you hear about that fucking object that's hurtling towards Earth at like 130,000 miles an hour?
No, that might solve all our problems.
Some intergalactic object that's hurt. There's this guy, Avi Loeb. He's a professor at Harvard that believes it might be an alien probe.
Do they have a trajectory of where it's going to land?
I don't think they totally know that yet. I think they're trying to calculate whether or not it's actually going to hit Earth or come near Earth or pass by Earth or what it, what it is. Like
why do they think it's an alien satellite or whatever?
Well, there's this guy, Avi Loeb, this professor that I'm discussing. He also had an analysis of another object that passed by Earth a few years back.
Scientists thinks an alien craft could be headed towards Earth, and it might just change everything we know about life in the universe. That's not a sci-fi headline. That's what real scientists, including a Harvard professor, are seriously considering right now. This mysterious object known as 31 Atlas is racing toward Earth at a jaw-dropping speed of 130,000 miles per hour, and it's way bigger than we ever imagined. Some believe it's just a natural interstellar visitor. Others, like Professor Avi Loeb, think it might be something more like an alien probe on a deliberate path. And what makes this even more insane? It's headed directly for Earth and could arrive by 2027. This entire conversation hit the mainstream hard when Joe Rogan brought it up during one of his podcast episodes. Sitting across from his guest, Rogan broke down the eerie details of this object, voicing the kind of curiosity and skepticism that pretty much everyone watching felt. It wasn't just surface level talk. They dove deep into the idea that we could actually be dealing with something non-human, something watching us or even targeting us. And when Joe Rogan, one of the most influential voices in modern media, starts unpacking the theory that an alien probe might be on its way here, yeah, people listen. This isn't just some random rock from space. According to astronomers, this object is massive. We're talking 7 miles in diameter. That's larger than Mount Everest. If that kind of thing came anywhere near Earth, the results would be catastrophic. But here's the part that's freaking people out. The trajectory is oddly precise. The object is approaching from behind the sun, making it extremely hard to detect, and yet it's coming in a perfectly aligned path that intersects with Earth's orbit. The odds of something moving this fast from this direction and heading straight for us, incredibly low, almost like it was aimed. Now, let's talk about Professor Avi Loeb. He's not just any scientist. He's a theoretical physicist and cosmologist from Harvard, a legit guy. Loeb has been vocal for years about the possibility that we may not be alone in the universe. He even studied another mysterious object called Oumuamua that passed near Earth in 2017. That thing didn't look like any comet or asteroid we've seen before. It was metallic, elongated, and didn't behave like natural space debris. Loeb argued it could have been artificial, maybe even a defunct alien probe drifting through space. So when he says this new object might be another alien craft, people pay attention, but not everyone agrees. Critics like Oxford astronomer Chris Chris Lintott are slamming Loeb's ideas, calling them nonsense on stilts. They say jumping to the alien explanation is a lazy shortcut that ignores all the incredible science being done to study this object properly. Still, the debate is raging, because no matter what you believe, there's something undeniably strange about how this object is moving, and what we've discovered about it so far. Scientists first spotted the object using the Vera-C-Rubin Observatory and were shocked by its size. At roughly 7 miles wide, this thing dwarfs previous interstellar visitors like Oumuamua or Comet Borisov, and unlike a regular comet, it doesn't have a visible tail. Another bizarre trait that fuels the theory it might not be natural. It's traveling fast and smooth, and its trajectory doesn't match what we'd expect from a typical comet slingshotting through our solar system. This object is an outlier in every sense of the word. Loeb went a step further, suggesting the object's speed, 130,000 miles per hour, and direct plunge into the inner solar system might actually indicate intelligent control. He explained that it's hard to imagine a natural process randomly sending something like this on such a straight path toward us. According to him, one possibility is that it was designed either as an exploration tool or a probe by an advanced civilization. That idea sends chills down your spine, doesn't it? Because if something sent it, then something knows we're here. Joe Rogan didn't stop at just one mention either. He kept circling back to how bizarre this whole thing is. On the podcast, he even brought up how unlikely it is for such a massive object to come from behind the sun and remain nearly undetectable. He said it could be the kind of thing that resets the entire world, a new version of the dinosaur extinction event, one of those moments that changes the course of human history. But what if this time it's not a coincidence? And if that wasn't enough, there's even more bizarre stuff happening. One strange case popped up involving a Mexican pilot back in the 1970s. He was flying a routine flight when he suddenly blacked out and woke up flying over the ocean, miles away from his route with far more fuel used than should have been possible. Even crazier, there's audio of him allegedly channeling an alien intelligence during the incident. The voice claimed humanity was the only intelligent species still using war, and that unless we changed, something or someone would step in. They called Earth primitive and warned of a possible reset if we didn't stop the violence. It's one of those stories that sounds too wild to be true, and yet too detailed to ignore. This entire topic opens up a much bigger question. If we really are being watched or visited, what would be the reason? Some speculate that if advanced beings were observing us, they might see humanity as dangerous, especially with our obsession over nuclear weapons and AI. What if this giant object is more than just a probe? What if it's a test, a message, or even a doomsday trigger if we go too far? The theory sounds wild, sure, but the timeline is what really messes with your head. Scientists estimate it'll arrive, or at least pass very close to Earth in 2027. That's not decades away, that's soon, like next presidential election soon. There are those who believe it could be a reset button. Theorists speculate this object might be a method of wiping Earth clean and starting fresh, just like how the asteroid that ended the dinosaurs made way for mammals. Imagine a 7-mile wide object hitting Earth and ending our civilization. Then, after the dust settles, whoever or whatever sent it comes down and seeds life again, just like rebooting a broken game. It's not just about fear, no, it's about the possibility that we're not the first intelligent species to live here. Maybe we're the result of a previous reset. Maybe this is just round 2 or round 10. Then there's the Mars angle. Some believe ancient life on Mars might have fled to Earth millions of years ago. There are even satellite photos showing strange geometric shapes on Mars, including massive squares and right-angled structures that don't appear natural. Elon Musk has even seen them. One structure appears so perfectly shaped, some people argue it could be the remains of a building, a foundation left by a civilization that once called Mars home. What if we aren't just being watched? What if we're the descendants of those who left Mars behind? That line of thinking connects right back to the mysterious object heading toward Earth. What if it's not here to destroy us, but to observe us, or even return to a place it once visited? The way it's traveling, the size, the lack of a visible tail, all of it breaks the rules of what we understand about comets or asteroids. Maybe it's a dormant spacecraft. Maybe it's scanning our solar system again to see how far we've come, or how far we've fallen. As of now, the scientific community is split. Some insist it's just a a weird but natural rock. Others can't ignore the oddities, the speed, the angle, the behavior, the history. Avi Loeb isn't backing down. He's even organizing teams and pushing for deeper studies, hoping to gather more evidence before 2027, because once it gets closer, we might finally get answers. But will we be ready for them, whether you believe this is a natural phenomenon or something engineered by a higher intelligence? One thing is certain. Something big is coming, literally, 7 miles wide, and it's not just the size that matters, it's the timing, the speed, the shape, and the mystery behind it all. Every time we look up at the sky, we're reminded how much we don't know, and this might be one of those rare moments where the universe throws us a curveball we never expected. So as the clock ticks toward 2027, the question isn't just what is it? It's are we ready to find out? Because whether it's just a chunk of space rock or a messenger from beyond the stars, this is one story we can't afford to ignore.